around. If Make War Not Love gets it, then they're looking good. They got some wiggle room. But if Complexity gets it, then we might see the iron jaw shut and
It'll be over pretty quickly.
Yep.
And look at this, Piper going out on a limb saying MWNL's got this. You guys are watching CEVO TV. It's Complexity against Make War Not Love. Best of one on train. Complexity winning the 9th round and, of course, selecting the CT side because it's the much easier one. Hoping to put the boot on the throat early against Make War Not Love, who's made a splash slightly in CEVO-P thus far. Going to make a statement in this game here against one of the top teams in North America. So it looks like the terrorists are all stick. Well, actually, we've got one man. That's the number 6 watching the flank. That's Flash Step. Just watching to see if anybody's going to push out Ivy. While the rest of them are just kind of staged up above ladder room. They can go to either site from this position. So where do you think they'll go from here, Clay?
They have 2 smokes. If I had to guess, they're going to probably smoke out upper and maybe lower. But, I mean, actually, yeah. I think they're going to do that and they'll probably go under. Possibly do fake. No, they're actually going to commit.
Yeah, it looked like they smoked off the B ramps, and now 2 of them, Josh and Trick, are going to drop down ladder. Looking to get an entry kill into the A site, but already nothing drops Raz, who was trying to make some noise over at the B site. The smoke is out at A. They've gotten entry. The bomb is on the back of Zefix. He's going to get the plant off as the fire drops at his feet. He takes just a little bit of damage. He's only down to 86. So they have the bomb planted with 4 up. This is a great start for Make War Not Love. All of a sudden we see Hiko moving to the high ground. Complexity so good on their retakes. Hiko trying to take out Zefix at E-Box, but Zefix puts down Sempus first, so now it's up to Flash and Josh to hold off the retake. It's down to nothing. Last man standing, and Make War Not Love wins the ever-important pistol round on the terrorist side. That is pretty surprising, Clay.
It is, but I mean, it worked out perfectly. You saw their fake. They, issued 2 smokes into inner, 1 for the lower area and 1 for upper, and we're going to have a pause here because it looks like someone dropped for Complexity. But, I mean, yeah, that was a great round. The 2 smokes for the fake, the 1 man committing. I mean, had he gone out and actually gotten a kill, that definitely would have sold it even further. But it allowed the terrorists, enough time to go outer, get the bomb plant. And once they had 4 people alive without dying after getting the bomb plant, I mean, they just really had to play it safe, play the bomb, let, Complexity try to go get that, stick those diffuses, which they tried twice, but Make War Not Love was all to over it, and now they got that advantage. So as long as they don't get ecoed here, they're looking good.
It's a great start. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better start if you're a Make War Not Love fan. As the first to drop is Semphis. Shroud follows to Raz's Galil. So already another good start. Hiko threads the needle on 2. It's a great job by him on the eco round, but now it is a 3-on-2 scenario. Sean Garrison, nothing. The only 2 standing, but the bomb is dropped in the center of A site.
Yeah, they would ideally like to get the bomb planted before getting the kill on nothing, but I mean, so many buys have been forced here, or rebuys have been forced, that they obviously just want to get the kill and end the round and, walk away with that or whatever dignity they have left. But I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Complexity, they're great with pistols. You can't, just take it easy on them on the eco rounds. They'll sneak up on you and get a bunch of kills and just completely turn around on you.
Yeah, and Complexity, no stranger to force buying. I mean, it's almost cliche with them, really. Because it's not like a surprise. You kind of expect it from them. At least you should, because we've seen it from them so many times before. So pretty solid eco round for Complexity, but MWNL able to clean it up on the back of a 3K from Raz. Nice job by him that round. So again, it's going to be Complexity on the save. And I think Make War Not Love is smart here to play this slow. Like you said, they already lost 3 on the eco in the previous round. They don't want to repeat that performance here.
Yeah, they're just taking it easy right now, waiting to see if Complexity is going to, get aggressive and go for an eco push somewhere. So they're just, set up, waiting for their positions, and then they're going to execute. And it looks like Zefix might be in some trouble here against Garrus.
Oh. Garrus had a chance on him, but didn't do too much damage. Brings him down to half health, but able to get the frag is Zefix, and they're going to take over the B site and drop all of the defenders now, so it's down to Shroud and Hiko. We are on the Shroud cam here as he is coming up the ramp. He's got the high ground here. This is a good position for him to get some frags. Meanwhile, Hiko is on the right side, coming up the top of the train. This could be a tough retake as Trick drops Shroud with a one-tap from his AK. It's all up to Hiko. Just going to try to peek and get himself a kill here if he can. He's got his trusty 5.7. And they are already exiting. Hiko realizes he doesn't have time. He's just going to go down with the ship, I think.
If only he had a kit.
If only he had a kit.
Yeah, that's 3 in a row. Obviously, what you expect when you get the pistol round on T side, but now we're into that buy round. Complexity, they bought pistols each of those rounds, and now they don't have enough money for an op, so nobody's going to be wielding that op. Memphis actually with a FAMAS. Obviously, that's still plenty of gunpowder for Complexity to come back and get a win going here, but it's going to be interesting to see how Make War Not Love sets up here, what they're going to execute, if they have good set pieces, good smokes in place. And, I mean, if we're going to see that creativity that we saw in that first round strat, then, they have the possibility of be tagging more rounds onto their score.
Absolutely, as this will be the first gun round, and Make War Not Love has to know it's a whole different ball game now. Keeping it slow, once again, and it looks similar to their pistol round setup as they do have the number 6-man flash step. Still kind of lurking in their spawn, but now moving to join his teammates. They're all staged up in that same similar position above ladder room where they can take A or B, but they're favoring inner right now from what it looks like.
Yeah, I thought Flash Step was going to head to connector, and then I was going to say this does seem like a repeat of the pistol round, but now it does look like they're setting up for a full inner take here.
So perhaps they're trying to utilize the misdirection from the pistol round to sell them thinking it's a fake as they realize it's not now as Josh B gets the entry kill on Semphis. Trick trying to get a second. He does. Puts down Sean Garris just before the smoke pops in his face, though. They'll take control of the B side without losing a man and get the bomb planted. It'll be a 3-man retake for Complexity. First man in the site is nothing. He's got a little bit of an inkling that Trick is there on his left, and he drops him with a headshot. Trick stuck on the ladder. Probably not a good chance there to take out Nothing. As Nothing just kind of taps the bomb, trying to draw out the defenders. He drops one, his Shroud gets another. The only one left is Flash Step, and this is just a textbook retake of the 3 players remaining for Complexity. Flash Step going to have to desperately try to save this plant, but he's not in a good position to do so. Very nicely done. They only lost 25 health on that retake, Clay.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job. Unfortunately, Mick Warnolov kind of played it a little incorrectly. I think they had too many people back in the white halls. They didn't have that flanker in CT connector quick enough. As you saw, he was too late for the defuse. And then I believe it was Raz who was playing upper and actually was peeking Shroud at the headshot level. And I mean, I feel like you just don't need to play. Well, you don't know. I mean, obviously you need to be able to kill these people, but right. I mean, you don't need to go for those aggressive peaks when you have the bomb planted. Just play it passively and let them come to you.
Yeah, I think that's a good point because it was pretty much a textbook site take by them. Just a little off on the setup afterwards, and just a really great retake by Complexity. Of course, when they have guns in their hands, you got the likes of Nothing and Shroud and Hiko still alive. Anything can happen.
I mean the start of that round it worked out great. I mean they got the 2 entries before losing a single man, I believe, and I mean they used great smokes and great flashes to get in the site. So they showed they're capable of getting into inner, and they could go back to that again later as it looked like Gares and I believe it's Shroud. No, Semphis were having some trouble dealing with the nades out there. So possibly another possibility for later in this half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's already 4 rounds in. It seems like Make War Not Love has a decent playbook here on Trainus. Look at Hiko dropping 2, 1 with the Molly. That's his Ephics. Semphis gets one of his own, so it's down to 2 remaining on the terror side. It's Flash Step and Raz. Nothing trying to do a little bit of damage to Raz, but not much. Flash Step in full retreat mode at Ivy. He's able to drop Hiko with a headshot, but Shroud getting the trade out. Nicely done there. It's all up to Raz. Doesn't have the bomb, and he's up against 4 of Complexity. Shroud at basically half health. Not looking like a good round for him, so obviously he's got to save it. He's just hoping not to get dropped here after the timer.
Yeah, he definitely wants to hold on to this because they're probably going to be into an eco. But with that, actually, if you look at their money, they can go for a force here. Flash Step will be low as well as Zephyx, but I mean, they could get 3 AKs going. It's just going to depend on what they want to do. But I mean, we're starting to see the CT sideness of Train coming out. Hiko, he sees the smokes thrown over to outer, and he immediately just mollies the CT connector. And I mean, it just ruined the day of Make War Not Love.
Yeah, yeah, tons of damage. He dropped one with the molly, one with his rifle, and that's just the perfect way to start the round if you're CT. So much is predicated on that first initial push. As Garrus already has the auto in his hand and drops Raz, one of the best players on Make War Not Love. Josh B is able to get Sempus. A little aggressive there is Sempus. Going to catch them in the upper halls above B as they are now smoked off, as Sempus obviously alerted his teammates to their presence.
That saved gun already doing work. I mean, he picks up the kill, and now Zephyx has a gun for himself. So, they just got that much more dangerous. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's a good start for this round. Getting the trade out, picking up a gun, hoping to make something of this basically broken buy round, as they only had one off the save. It's 3-2 here. Make War Not Love winning the pistol, and then of course the next two, although CompLexity making them work for it. And then CompLexity has won 2 in a row, so MWNL certainly does not want to let CompLexity gain any momentum, and particularly any bank, as Sean Garrus already has the auto in his hands. And it's looking like they're favoring the outer site. Going to slide on in there after a smoke at Z. There's a nade from Zephyx. Flash Step is going to get the bomb planted. So here we're watching from Shroud coming near Ivy on the retake. Going to check out Ivy. Perhaps one to his right. Flash Step picking up a headshot on Garrus with his pistol. Trick matches him with a headshot on Shroud. So 2 basically eco kills there from MWNL, but nothing comes rushing up the ladder and drops one with his M4. And a nice headshot on Zephyx. So
I thought he was reloading right there, but he was just inspecting his gun.
Is that what it was? I was about to say he was going to get caught reloading, and then he headshots him, but
yeah,
just showing off his gun skin. Just nothing things.
But I mean, another huge round for Make War Not Love. It started off with that saved gun that they saved from the failed second buy round, or I guess you could call it. But they pick up the secondary gun, and I didn't see that they had a smoke, but apparently one of them did, and I just missed it, I guess. But that smoke, it showed that they were going to head outer, and Hiko got in position behind the train, thought he had it, but the Ivy guy wasn't watching down that 3 train, and they just ended up getting behind him, and he couldn't do anything he couldn't get any good defense going.
Yeah, and already we're seeing the opening kill go to Make War Not Love, but CompLexity responds with the quickness, dropping 2 of the terrorists, but the bomb is planted in the inner sight, so it is now a retake by 4 of CompLexity, all full health, and they drop 1. That's nothing with a headshot on Josh. Trick is able to trade out and get nothing from the smoke. He's the last one alive for the terrorists, surrounded by 3 CompLexity, and Hiko is able to drop him with his pistol. Going to get the defuse, so CompLexity responding to keep it within 1. It's going to be 4-3.
Yeah, CompLexity is showing how good they are at retaking inner once again. Bomb planted, 4-man advantage, but they just can't hold on to it, unfortunately. But, I mean, Make War Not Love still looking very strong. They have 4 rounds T side, so they got to be feeling very comfortable with that. They have plenty of money to do a force buy here, and they actually could pick up an op and do some counter picking if they so choose, but I don't know if we'll see that route, since I think... Oh, no, they are. Nice.
Yeah, kind of a late buy. It looked like they might have gone with a
I think they were
save.
deciding. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough decision in this situation, against CompLexity. Do you go the safe route and really save, or do you force it?
Yeah, and since they only have 2 smokes, Zephyx getting a pick is going to be really big. Because, I mean, you could smoke off, 2 things in outer, but that's obviously not going to be enough to get a full commit going. So him trying to get that pick, it's going to be huge. Unfortunately, he can't go for that early alley pick because CompLexity likes to smoke off the T connector, so that initially stops that, and then they get their presence outside.
You called it to a T. Zephyx was trying to look for a peak opportunity and immediately smoked off by, I believe that was Hiko. As right now, Make War Not Love playing slow again, just looking for probably a pick here. They're all kind of just feeling out. No one really overextending themselves anywhere. Of course, Zephyx kind of the point man with that op. He gets smoked off once again. That's the second time, and he is thinking about. Well, I think he was going to walk through it. Yeah, he's trying. Here it comes. He's going to walk into outer as his 2 teammates come from ladder, but nothing. Drops Trick with a headshot. Zephyx trying to find somebody with his op. Misses the shot there on Semphis. But he gets him with the second. That's a headshot. His flash step matches him with a headshot on Hiko from his Galil. But already, CompLexity drops it down to Josh B, who's got a 2K on the round, brings it to a one-on-one. But Garrus, with his auto, cleans up the round. 4-4, but a lot of rebuys for CompLexity there.
Yeah, and you see their economy is hurting after that. This spy is going to be a little light from CompLexity, but luckily it's going to be a full save for Make War Not Love. So they should be able to pull it out. And, I mean, Garrett's just coming out right there, completely saving that round for CompLexity. Josh BM doing a great job as well for Make War Not Love. I mean, that round was just very back and forth. And down to the wire we saw with the 1v1.
Yeah, this game has been very back and forth thus far. As Josh B comes out swinging from Ivy, Shroud is able to drop him with his M4. They're all coming rushing out Ivy. Shroud is able to get two, one with his pistol, but they are able to get the trade out, and now it's down to flash step. So this is a pretty quick eco round by Make War Not Love. Just a rush out of Ivy. They were able to get at least one frag on a Shroud, but not much else.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't seen Make War Not Love in too many ecos. I think that's the first eco, actually, that we've seen him in. So, as you saw, they didn't really put much thought into it. They just kind of, let's get this round over with and go on to the gun round. When we have our smokes, we have our flashes, we could actually get a set piece going. So we should see something executed here from these guys, possibly outer. I see flash step is setting up. Looks, it looks like he's going to go for a smoke. They got to be aware that CompLexity does that the T connector smoke every time. And look at this, they're actually pushing halls right now. Raz is in a dangerous spot.
Oh no, Semphis shot through the smoke. Raz likely saw his feet there. So the opening frag again going to Make War Not Love. They've been doing a nice job of that the past few rounds, but CompLexity has responded, particularly in last round. So they dropped two after that opening frag, and Raz is in a good spot to, just drops Sean Garrus with a headshot after he peeks out. So already that auto off the board, and they're calling for an inner push. I think that's smart to exploit removing Garrus from the field of play.
It is, and they actually had the time to actually get in the site, get set up better than they had on the previous takes, because we saw CompLexity, they've had these chances here to completely hold inner, and then CompLexity rolls in with three people and just retakes the site, no problem. But this time, Make War Not Love is in a much better position. They're better set up and in better defending spots, so they should be able to hold on to this.
That shot from Hiko, though, through the smoke. Oh, he almost gets a second on Zephix, but was already too wounded, so I think that's a great point. You saw an adjustment there by Make War Not Love, which, obviously bear fruit for them as they've tied it up 5-5.
This is getting a little scary for CompLexity, I think. I'm wondering if they're starting to worry a little bit, or if they think, their T side is strong enough that it doesn't matter if Make War Not Love gets this amount of rounds on T side. They'll be able to, come back with the strats of their own and get the rounds that they need to. But, I mean, I would be a little worried. 5 rounds, that's the cutoff point for me on train of what you want terrorists to have. So
yeah, to feel comfortable, I would certainly agree. As they have come out swinging this round, the first 2 frags do go to CompLexity. Josh stops it with a frag of his own on to nothing, but he is down to the last 2 HP of his entire team. But he gets a headshot on Semphis. Josh just will not go down without a fight. Still fighting, but Shroud is able to drop him with his FAMAS. So another round for CompLexity, but another one that they really had to work for as they lost 3 players.
They did, and I mean that's gonna come with some more light buys again in this round. Obviously, they don't need the head armor going against AKs, so that's not too big of a deal. But still, the CT side economy is just much more expensive than the terrorists, and it's going to affect them if they keep having these very close rounds that they're seeing. But it's another eco round, and it looks like they're just going for another get-it-over-with rush.
As Garrus is in perfect position for that auto, but he only gets 2 there. As somehow Raz drops him with his CZ from way downtown, but Semphis is in great position with his op to get 1, and the touchdown nade lands right on top of Raz as he goes for the plant. Just pretty much textbook defense for CompLexity on that eco round.
Absolutely is, and we're going to see now if Make War Not Love can do something amazing and get another round because, excuse me, sorry, they got, 2 more rounds, I believe, to work with. Well, this one and then 2 more, so 3. So, yeah, I mean, if they lose this round, then they'll be to another eco, and then they'll have another round after that to try to get something going here. So, more than likely 2 more rounds. I think CompLexity has, the willpower and the strategy to hold this, especially with Garrus getting an early pick like that.
Yeah, it just threads the needle with that auto sniper. You'd think they would have learned their lesson, as MWNL's been pretty good with the adjustments, but Garrus actually making a mistake of his own. Gets decapitated by Raz, trying to slow creep up that ladder, as it is now a 4-on-4.
And look at this. If you see the map, 2 CTs rotated to inner, and it looks like they're setting up to go outer. Actually, I think they know the rotate was happening, so they're going to hold in the white halls, and then they're going to execute inner. But it looks like Semphis, he is constantly going back from CT con. He's not sure where they're going to come out, so you can tell he's kind of worried about the fake.
Yeah, he's definitely nervous. They need some information to do CompLexity here, and War Not Love does not want to give it to him before they're ready to make a move here. And I think you're right. It looks like they were going to favor outer, but now they're moving back for an inner setup. And I think that's a little bit of a mistake. If they had made a move there, the 4 of them against 2 outer would have been, playing the odds well.
Yeah, but I also like, the thought process that went on of, well, we know they're going to over-rotate. We could hit it, but then maybe we could not go, and then they'll think, well, we're going to, and then execute onto inner. And I don't know, I didn't finish my thought, but action was going down.
Yeah, unfortunately, when they went for the rush, nothing said, I don't think so. Drops 2 of them. Semphis combines with him to get 1, so it's all up to Flash Tap. He does have an op, and he's just going to try to save it. They are on the hunt. Can he survive? He gets 1. No, nothing gets the trade out, but Semphis losing his life, but Hiko able to pick up that op, so really not that big of a deal as they were to remove the op from MWNL's hands.
CompLexity didn't want to see another repeat where they let one gun go, and that ended up with an eco round for Make War Not Love. So yeah, they wanted to get that gun out of his hands and make sure he doesn't have it for this round. But like I said, this is probably going to be another just rush, get out there, try to get the bomb planted, get some extra money. But the next round is going to be where it counts for Make War Not Love.
Look at Semphis with the 3K. Oh my goodness, Sean Garrett stealing the ace from him though, with his auto sniper, but great round. Semphis just kind of parrying around that pillar, dropping him with his op.
Yeah, certainly was. And here we go. We're going to see the buy. I'm wondering if we're going to see an op. Zephix, usually the opper, if not Raz, and he goes for the AK. So I think it's going to be an all AK buy. They have plenty of smokes, plenty of flashes. So, we could see a fake to inner. They've been doing that a little bit. And, I'm wondering if they're going to go back to just their solid inner take that they did early in this game, in this half. Oh, wow, Semphis.
Man, they keep going at that spot. Semphis and Garrus have both made them pay from that position, and I'm surprised to see MWNL keep testing them there, even with one guy.
Yeah, they've both been playing that up close, lower position, and with the auto sniper or the op, so you would think maybe not go for the jump peak, but that was just an amazing shot by Semphis regardless.
And my goodness, we've got another sub from Trinity. Trinity loves CEVO. Thank you again, friend. You are insane. As Semphis drops Raz with his CZ, but Trick is able to trade him out with his AK. They're trying to get into the outer sight. They do, but all 3 of the CTs are there. It's Hiko with the auto this time. Gets 2. Garrus cleaning up the last. And at the half, CompLexity looking pretty solid, 10-5.
Looking pretty good. Obviously, a lot of people probably wouldn't have expected Make War Not Love to get 5 rounds on T side. It all started obviously with that beautiful pistol round strategy. So that definitely belonged to Make War Not Love. They definitely earned that round, and they managed to not get ecoed, so they kept the ball rolling and then put up 2 beautiful other rounds later in the half. So they're playing great. If they secure this pistol round, then they got a great shot at taking this game.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I guess my consolation for CompLexity is that it could have been a lot worse, given that Make War Not Love started so strong on the first half. But we will hop into the second half. It is CompLexity against Make War Not Love. It's best of 1 on train. Make War Not Love started strong on T side, but CompLexity able to salvage the half and get 10 rounds. It'll be up to this pistol round if MWNL wants to make a stand here and potentially win this map. We'll see what they decide to do, and actually we'll see how creative CompLexity gets, given what we saw from MWNL in their pistol strat.
Yeah, I'm wondering what kind of setup we're going to see from MWL, and they are going with the standard 1-4 outer, expecting CompLexity to hit, a multi-level attack outer, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
And already Simphis is in the sight with a headshot on Trick, who was shot in the back as he was trying to watch Ivy. Josh B peeks out and gets one, as does Flash Step. So it's now down to a 3-on-3 with Flash Step extremely wounded. Eats a nade from Sean Garris, so now they do have the man advantage. But look at the shots from Josh B. 2 headshots, one on Simphis, one on Garris. Nothing. Last one standing, and Zephys finishes him off. Make War Not Love mini both pistol rounds. Are you kidding me?
And that is huge. Josh BM coming up so big for his team right there. I mean, he's been going big all game. You see, he's the top fragger for his team, 16 and 13. And, I mean, he's just playing out of his mind right now, and that's what Make War Not Love needs. They got the advantage there, but we've seen CompLexity do this before, the Deagle armor buy, and they have annihilated teams with this. So this is kind of scary right now.
The Terminator strat is out for CompLexity, but Flash Step says no. You will not come through Ivy. You shall not pass. Drops Garris with his FAMAS. But there's still 2 over there. That's Shroud and Hiko. Just waiting with their deagles. 2 of those guys absolutely lethal with that gun in their hands. Meanwhile, we got the number 4 man feeling out for information. That's Simphis over there at the inner site, as it looks like nothing has returned to his teammates and the bomb into T connector into the A site. So what do you think they're going to do here, Clay? You think they're going to execute into outer? Actually, it looks like the bomb's going to head towards Ivy.
Yeah, based on the movement of the minimap, it looks like they're going. They're going to execute Alley. Maybe have Simphis try to create a distraction inner, and then have Alley and T connector hit at the same time, and just try to get an attack going at the same time from 2 different areas.
It's looking like Shroud. And nothing is crab walking. Oh, I'd love to see it. Shroud! Oh, you almost shot your teammate, but no. Drops Trick with a headshot from his deagle. Juan D with that beautiful Crimson Wed deagle that he's got. As he gets another onto Flash Step. Like you said, Klops, just so lethal with these hand cannons are CompLexity. As Simphis gets one of his own, a piercing shot on Josh B. It's now down to nothing in Simphis as nothing gets the bomb planted. Now just nothing. Only 19 HP, and Zephys gets the double kill to end the round. That's 3 complete on the round. Picking up a deagle for good measure, and that's 2 in a row for Make War Not Love in the second half.
That deagle is so strong, and yeah, you will see CompLexity crab walking around with that thing because they want to make sure they're landing those headshots. But I mean, Make War Not Love managed to salvage it. There were a lot of revives forced for them, which is unfortunate because going into the next round, I don't know if they'll be able to afford an op due to that. But we'll see. We'll see. And CompLexity, I just saw an AK buy. They're going for a full-out force. They got those kills in both rounds to rack up some cash, so they're going to go for it.
In true CompLexity fashion, the aggression is real. As the only person without a real kit is Garris. He doesn't have a gun, no armor to speak of, but sacrificing for the good of the team is Sean. Let's actually see where he is at.
This is going to be so bad for Zephys if he pushes that.
Oh, let's go watch Zephys. He has smoked it off. Suspects that there's somebody coming, but does not have an idea how many, and he certainly doesn't suspect that these guys have guns in their hand right now. As CompLexity is actually playing it a little slow. They don't want to give away that they do have guns too quickly, as now Hiko spamming with the AK. They're going to have to know it's a buy.
Yeah, I think they were hoping to get pushed so they could get the surprise factor in there, but yeah, now they know.
And Zephys was in perfect position to drop both nothing and Simphis.
Oh my goodness,
as they come down the ramp.
Shroud is ridiculous.
We missed the kills from Shroud. What did he do? He dropped 2. He's down to 13 HP. Oh, look at that headshot on Josh B. But Trick, given the fact that Shroud only has 13 HP, is able to drop him. Garris and Hiko, both full health, defending the bomb against Flash Step and Trick. Flash Step is up top. He gets dropped by Hiko. It's now up to Trick. All he has is a FAMAS in his hand, and the bomb is ticking, but Hiko says, I don't think so. 11-7 in favor of CompLexity, stopping MWNL's momentum.
That round was really saved by Shroud in his entry into lower. After, the 2 kills went in for Zephys, Shroud came out upper, picked up 1 entry, and then with the last bullet of his clip, 1 tapped the last remaining CT who was defending inner, and that gave CompLexity control, and then he hit another beautiful headshot, and that just gave him the momentum that they needed to hold on to that round.
So sometimes it just comes down to brute force, as Shroud shows you in that round. And that's kind of the thing that he brings to the table. As Semphis gets the opening frag on Zephyx, who ate up 2 of them to open the round last round. So that's a good start for Complexity here. Again, Make War Not Love is on the save. They've gotten whittled down to the last 2 players. It's going to be Flash Step and Josh B as the bomb. It's down inner. And Nothing gets himself a 2K. Last man standing is Flash Step, just looking to get himself a kill before he exits this round. They are on the hunt, and Hiko is not going to allow him to get that. So now it's 12-7, and this may be slipping away for MWNL.
Yeah, that force room Complexity worked out very well, but MWNL, they could buy, and you see Raz going for that op, no armor. Obviously, you don't need the head armor against AKs. Only 1 scope look from these guys. Trick has a FAMAS, so that's a little depressing going against Complexity. But, you know, I mean, they're on the CT side of map, so maybe they could get something going here. And look at these early smokes coming out from Complexity already.
They've got their set piece for the outer sight, and they're going to rush in as Josh B is dropped by Shroud. That's a headshot. Gets a second with the spray on Trick. He is so lethal with that AK in his hands. Raz is smoked off. That connector misses the op shot. Of course, Semphis making him pay for it. Completely dominant takeover of the outer sight as Flash Step is actually forced to retreat as he is smoked and mollied off over at the Ivy position. Zephyx is in connector, and they may just have to save on this round.
I think that's probably the better idea. You know, save, go for exit kills if you could get them, force revives, but I definitely don't think they'll be able to actually get into the site and defuse that bomb.
It does look like Complexity might be on the hunt as Nothing is slow walking down the steps. Oh, Zephyx too slow there. He might get a second on Flash Step as Nothing doing what Nothing does. Dropping 2, trying to save their guns, and it's going to be 13-7 for Complexity.
And it's unfortunate. I mean, Complexity went for the speed aggression right there. You saw the smokes. The set smokes went out very quickly. 3 people down ladder. Basically exactly when they popped. And they were out and ready. And it looked like Make War Not Love was just barely getting to their positions when Complexity was rolling out to the site. So that speed aggression, they need to be able to deal with it. Otherwise, Complexity is just going to keep running over them on these rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. That impeccable timing from Complexity, just getting in as soon as those flashes and smokes pop off, and before MWNL can get in position, paying off big time as we see a bunch formation over at Ivy, which is basically abandoned, left completely open by Make War Not Love, and Complexity is keying into that quickly, but Semphis taking a little bit of time to drop Trick. He's able to finally drop him. But he gets traded out by Raz as Flash Step picks up Shroud. So already it's a man advantage for Make War Not Love, despite the fact that they've only got one gun, excuse me. As Hiko comes rushing down ladder and drops Josh B. It's now up to Garrus and Nothing. Flash Step. Look at Garrus. He's able to get his own entry into the site. He doesn't need cover. Drops Raz, gets the bomb planted, and is covered by Nothing, who has wisely moved up to the high ground. So Flash Step and Zephyx will be forced to retake with the pistols, and that's going to be extremely difficult considering that neither one of them have armor. Taking some pot shots, and oh wow, that's a nice shot actually on Nothing. He dropped him to 19 HP as Flash Step is able to get Garrus. He
doesn't have the kit, though, so this is not going to happen regardless.
Yep, 19 HP versus 19 HP. He's going to have to go down with the ship as Nothing plays it perfectly. And that's 14-7 in favor of Complexity. So one away from that tying round.
Still not that bad of an eco round from MWNL. I mean, you saw they almost took it right there, forcing 4 rebuys from Complexity. You know, that's going to control their economy a little bit. At least force them to possibly be looking at a save should they pick up, so should MWNL start picking up rounds. But, I mean, the way it's looking right now, Complexity they seem to be looking really strong. And look, they're set up for this alley pick. I'm surprised they didn't get that.
Yeah, perhaps a little surprised maybe Complexity is with the polish that Make War Not Love is showing them, especially on a map like Train. But in true Complexity fashion, weathering the early storm and now basically asserting themselves here in the second half. One away from getting that ever-important 15th round. It is a gun round. We have Flash Step with the auto defending at Ivy, and Semphis with the op. As the bomb is staged on Nothing's back and coming down the ramp, which is smoked off at inner sight. He's got two of his teammates in tow, and Nothing with the headshot on Zephyx through smoke. Are you kidding me? As he gets a second on a Raz, threading the needle through the train. He's going to get the bomb planted. Josh B actually takes out Shroud, but Nothing is on the hunt. He doesn't need any assistance as he's going to get flashed up. That's a 3K on the round. Will he make it a 4K? No. Garez, lurking from behind, drops Josh B with a headshot, and that was all Nothing that round.
When Nothing is on point, I mean, Complexity is just a completely different beast altogether. And even Raz in chat saying Nothing is a god. But I mean, it was also just a good strategy by Complexity. Anyways, they made it look like they were going to head outer, and that allowed I think it was Shroud and Nothing to get to the upper position in inner and spot a lag here, actually.
Yeah, just a little bit. As we take a look at the stats, we're talking about Nothing. The guy is 25, 10, and 13, a 67-point game thus far. I mean, wow, really, is there much more you could ask from a guy?
I mean, he's doing great, but yeah, like I said, it allowed Shroud and Nothing to get in the upper position, and MWNL didn't have anyone up there to defend, so they just peeked out and got their headshots, and the rest fell from there.
As here we have Make War Not Love, obviously on basically a forced buy, as they're trying to prevent themselves from losing this game, and looking pretty good in the process as they even it up to a 2-on-2. Sean Garris and Hiko, the last two alive, but Garris gets a headshot on Trick. Josh B evens things up, and it's 1-on-1 against Hiko. Josh B with the clutch and a 3K. Whew, shouldering the load for his team.
Beautiful shot right there at the end on Hiko to keep the round going. And, we talked about how Nothing is doing amazing for Complexity. Josh BM doing great for his team, 21 and 19. So, excuse me, he's having a great game. And he's, just kept them in this game for that much longer. But to look at this buy, even though they won that round, they lost quite a bit. And they had to force buy and actually pick up a submachine gun for Raz.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He's going with the ump, though. Good gun choice.
Not my favorite, but...
We'll see what Raz can do with it here in the 24th round. Complexity on the doorstep of sewing this one up. But Make War Not Love not going down without a fight. As Shroud and Sempus combine to drop 2, and this is not looking good for Make War Not Love. It's looking like they're going to execute on to the outer side. We'll see. Sempus is in position to check the upper position as the bomb does get planted, but Raz, look at him getting a kill with that ump. With Shroud on the lurk as he is keen to do. And Hiko and Sempus combine for the last two.